I'm Crickets, and welcome back to I Have a Story. Well, it's break time. I told you I was coming back with another story, and here it is. And that is why meth is death. Now, drugs in general have caused, obviously, lots of problems with people. And again, there's pros and cons to everything. There's good and bad to everything. People just abuse it and screw it up. Plain and simple. But what sets meth apart from other drugs like cocaine, heroin? I didn't know anything about meth until I moved here because where I come from, heroin and cocaine was what was absolutely predominant on the street as far as major drugs go. I had one friend in my life ever who was ever done meth, and he moved to Arizona when we were teenagers and got hooked on meth, and he used to call me in the middle of the night and just tweaking out. Man, I've been going for 3 days and I'm tweaking out. And many nights I spent on the phone with him, listening to him tweak out, listening to what he was thinking, going through, explaining to me. That was the only experience I ever had with meth. There's reasons I believe that meth is more predominant here, but I'll get to that in a minute. The reason that meth is so severely devastational and why I'm going to say meth is death is because it's all pure chemicals. When I started researching it and finding out what it was and what kind of chemicals make meth, well, one, there is not just a straight cocktail. It could be many different things. Battery acid mixed with, oh my God, antifreeze, all the wonderful things in life that we all enjoy to eat and consume and ingest, right? It's made out of, and that's what it's made out of, battery acid, antifreeze, and severe chemicals and cough syrup and severe chemicals. And now it lets you know kind of, hey, what does that chemicals and that cough syrup really doing to us when we were kids, really? What? All right, out of that rabbit hole. So yes, that is why meth is so much more severe. I've known coke addicts did coke for a long time, and when they came off of it, they actually came back to somewhat of a normal level. Now, experiences through their adventures of those drugs over years and different things that took place throughout the course of their life obviously plays roles, and there's so many variables to add into just the drug itself and what that did to their brain. The days on end and nights and the rush of the body, the heart beating, the extra strain and stress your body takes and your mind takes through those drugs, especially if you abuse them. But I've seen coke addicts come back, and after years of coke abuse, be normal. But I talked about the husband and wife who did a weekend of meth. And they thought, you know what, we're just going to try it. We just want to have fun. We're not going to become drug addicts. We'll just try it for the weekend, and we need a kick in our life. Well, they really got a kick in their life because they never came off it messed up their brain. And they've sat and talked to me about this. Yeah, ever since that weekend, just yelling, screaming, don't know what's going on. Like, my brain doesn't work right anymore. And we are fighting nonstop, and we are having problems, and we don't know what the hell's going on in reality. So I'm telling you, don't ever even try it because you don't know what's in it. And even with hardcore drugs, you don't know what's in it, but at least it came from a natural base. There is no natural base to the meth that is being produced. It's all harsh, severely harsh chemicals that eat your brain, and your brain can't come back from it. It really makes me pray to God, maybe with the whole mushroom knowledge that we have now and the ability to use psychedelic mushrooms to make the brain restart growing communication routes and the different neurological advancements we have learned about, would that help the meth addicts? Shouldn't we do a test study on that? They're safe. If people wanted to get messed up, let's get them get messed up, right? Will it fix them? So that's the difference between meth and other drugs. Yes, other drugs get their bad names, like coke. It got its bad name from fentanyl when they started putting fentanyl in it. And I have personally witnessed for decades of my life that there are money coke dealers out there that'll mix anything with it to make a buck. Doesn't matter what it is. They don't care about you. They care about the almighty dollar. So obviously there's other drugs, and depending on what you got with your cocaine, what it could do to you. Meth, there is no other base but bad. But eat your brain and rot it bad. And many people don't come back from it. And the people that I've seen doing it and been doing it and are doing it now, they're definitely not coming back even when they're sober. Even if they go sober for days, weeks, months. But they always fall back to it. Because their brain can't correlate the right and wrong anymore. Even sober. And, talking about the Indians and seeing how predominant in the different cultures here what drugs are, and seeing in their culture how much meth there is going on in there, it makes me sadden that I want to meet real good Indians that I had visions of being Indians. And I'm not going to say I haven't met good Indians, because there are plenty of good ones. But what do you consider a good Indian too? What do you consider a good anything anymore? And then it also makes me have the question, because that's what I do. I see and correlate and try to make that's how the human brain, that's how we advance. We learn from past and put different pieces of puzzles together to learn from. So looking back at stuff like bipolarism and other hereditary mental illnesses of chemical imbalances in the body, and then finding out, that they're hereditary, they get passed on. So now does meth addicts, that their brains have been changed in different things that have changed the chemical makeup in their brain, caused them to pass on more illnesses to their children, because the brain produces and controls what your whole body's producing. So do we even know this stuff? I haven't gone out and researched more and more. I can only do so much in my life, and my plate's already full, but these are questions I have. Different correlations I try to put to things throughout my life, and the things that I've learned, and trying to put all the pieces together myself. I kind of enjoy doing it. Sometimes it drives you nuts. Doesn't everything in life. Easy things in life aren't the ones that are most beneficial. So that's what I'm going to say. Meth is death. Don't do it, people. Don't try it. Don't even think about it. Don't go out and say, I'm just going to try it once. Oh, somebody. Don't do it. No.